Well, currently we purely process financial data. The intention is in due course that we will actually process some data from our knowledge system and from our HR system, so that we can also deliver KPIs around those activities as well. The IT staff, to be perfectly honest with you, had access to all the data and we knew how to manipulate it. ClickView was very much purchased to provide the lawyers and the partners within RPC with the data, but presented in a format which they understood, rather than having to drill down and look at numbers the whole day. Yeah, they absolutely did. They weren't necessarily describing it as a dashboard, but they were explaining themselves in that when they were looking at the figures within our accounting system, it really didn't make sense to them. They were very much accounting figures at the raw level, and what they wanted to understand was why in some matters are we making profit, but in other matters we're not making profit. What's the difference between the two behaviours? Now, when they were looking at the raw information, it really wasn't coming to life for them, and what ClickTech has allowed us to do is bring those figures to life by doing them in presenting them in a visual fashion. Absolutely outstanding. I mean, from day one we went live with it. ClickTech is now presented to the partners and the lawyers from the moment they log in each morning, and it's enabled them to completely understand each and every single one of their matters, their clients, the behaviours of their lawyers. The lawyers are able to adjust their behaviour so that they can be more profitable, so that they can work on the correct matters. So it's completely self-enabled them to manage themselves from a financial perspective. I actually don't think there were any fears and concerns. They were very open to receive the information. They wanted to understand. So, as I say, there really were no concerns whatsoever. If anything, they were sort of chomping at the bit to see it and to get it. We initially rolled it out just to our partners, so that the partners could see sight of the information that they were then going to be rolling out to their lawyers. Obviously, it's a professional environment and we didn't want to cause carnage by revealing this information. And once the partners had the information, the lawyers were asking when they could receive it. So we had nobody in any way, shape or form being concerned. What they wanted the information for was so that, as I said, they could adjust their behaviours and, if necessary, work in a very different way if needs be. You can look at two matters that fall into the same category. One can be run very, very well and be very profitable. Another can be the complete reverse of that. So what ClickTech allows us to do is drill down into every activity and find out why. So that could be that, for instance, we've got the wrong level qualified lawyer on a matter. We've got maybe a 6-year qualified lawyer, when realistically what we should be doing is having a 3-year qualified lawyer. From the client's perspective, it gives them the job they've asked for. So there is the temptation with lawyers to do a job that's 110%. Sometimes the clients don't want a job that's 110%. Absolutely instantly. So we very much focused on visual graphs and images and using colours. So each morning they can look at themselves and see, where do I live within my world of profitability? If you look at a matter, it will instantly show you if, for instance, you've agreed a fixed fee, how close am I to that fixed fee? Am I within the regions I should be? And they're not actually necessarily having to worry about the figures. So if they're looking at themselves and they're in the green, that's absolutely fine. If they look at themselves and they're not in the green, that's then something that they need to concentrate on and spend maybe the first 15 minutes of the day looking at that. But most of the time they log in, it shows the colour they want to see, and they just carry on with their working day. We did an analysis of the market and we needed to turn this project around quite quickly. We had no experience of working with dashboard technology, and the analysis we completed highlighted that some of the competitive products were a very, very long-winded project, sort of to a 24-month period before anything was delivered. And we couldn't do that. We needed a quick turnaround. When we looked at the ClickTech technology, it was very obvious that the nature of the architecture allowed you to deliver a dashboard to the business very quickly.